by brick, one by one, detention centers have to fall. One by one, detention centers have to fall. Brick by brick, one by one, detention centers have to fall. Brick by brick, one by one, detention centers have to fall. Brick by brick, one by one, detention centers have to fall. Brick by brick, you have to stay, you have to fight. You have to stay, you have to fight. Refugees have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Refugees have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Migrant workers have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Migrant workers have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Victims of torture have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Victims of torture have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. National students have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. National students have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Refugees have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. LGBT have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Asylum seekers have the right. You have to stay, you have to fight. Norton Hall, shut it down. Shut it down. Norton Hall, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Detention centers. Shut it down. Shut it down. Detention centers. Shut it down. Shut it down. Detention centers. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! A moment, please. Well, the first time we came here, many people climbed the trees and were able to reach the detainees. Well, I don't like calling them detainees, to reach our brothers in there. And by the time we came the second time, they had cut all the branches of the trees, so we couldn't climb. And this time we've come again, this time they've blocked it and they're saying it's private property. So I'm telling them they should tell the private property owners to tell these people to take their prison away. Yes. So they've blocked this side. We don't want to take away that rubbish because it's actually a public footpath. But what we are going to do now is we are going to instead go the other way because Sikor, where new detainees are brought, new people are brought in, they are brought to the induction unit, which is at Sikor. It's much accessible than this. So if we go this way, we'll still get to that and we can still come back here. I doubt if they were smart enough to have blocked it inside.
if they block off our access there and they block off our access there, that they will prevent our voices being heard. So it's really important that our voice... Here by women asylum seekers together who are here with us. Do you want to come up? Don't be shy. My name is Sanaz, and I'm with the group Unis versus Border Controls, and we were established in March of 2016, and we're a migrant justice group opposed to the everyday borders inside higher education. You may have heard of the term hostile environment policy. This was coined by Theresa May in 2012 while she was Home Office Secretary. Theresa May created a new item to add to the many years of racist and xenophobic immigration laws in the UK. Her endeavor was, of course, a hostile environment for people who have, quote, no right to be here, end quote. As Corporate Watch indicates, the plan is to make it ever tougher for people without the right for immigration papers to get a job, rent a flat, use a bank account, drive a car, get medical treatment, send kids to school, or otherwise live a normal life, end quote. The Immigration Acts of 2014 and 2016 have normalized this deeply racist and xenophobic law, preventing migrants from accessing things such as housing, healthcare, education, banking, among other issues. This has created enormous precarity and uncertainty, and of course violence to both documented and undocumented migrants living here in the UK. Additionally, it has made it easier for the Home Office to detain and deport precarious migrants, particularly those who have fled violence born from the legacy of British colonialism and foreign policy decisions in places such as Afghanistan, Iraq, Palestine, Nigeria, Syria, and Yemen. Inside the university, the hostile environment takes the form of intensive attendance monitoring of migrant students and university staff. Additionally, as part of the hostile environment policy in universities, lecturers and administrative staff are required to act as border police on their migrant staff and students. We are here at Morton Hall, a detention center that in the past year has been the site of 4 detainee deaths. According to the charity Migrant Justice, since 2000, 43 migrant detainees have died in detention centers. As a result of this hostile environment policy, Unis versus Border Controls has seen an increase in migrant students finding themselves in detention centers such as Morton Hall. Just a month ago, a University of Sheffield PhD student from Iraq by the name of Ahmed Sadiq was detained by the Home Office in Sheffield during a scheduled reporting meeting and sent to Morton Hall and was told that his deportation was imminent. This happened right during the Christmas holiday. Nearly 4 years ago, Ahmed applied for asylum when his hometown of Mosul was overtaken by ISIS. For the past 4 years of his PhD, he has had to report monthly to the Home Office. Doing a PhD is daunting enough, but imagine having to deal with a precarious status and the constant uncertainty of deportation over your head. Ahmed found himself in Morton Hall during Christmas holiday and remained for 10 days. Of his experience in detention, Ahmed stated, quote, "At some point, I felt really let down, and this made me understand why so many people would want to take their own lives. I just keep trying to distract myself, but it did get to me at times. People were being deported all the time, and every time a guard arrived, I thought, they might be coming for me," end quote. Thankfully, due to the PhD for Ahmed campaign, we have over here, we raised enough of a noise that Ahmed could be released from Morton Hall. However, his future still hangs by a thread. Ahmed could still be detained and brought to Morton Hall at any time and deported back to Iraq and to his death. We think and we ask that you continue to help support Ahmed in the coming months and fight for his campaign to remain in the UK.
Detention has to flow. One by one, detention centers have to flow. One by one, detention centers have to flow. Beat by beat, one by one, detention centers have to flow. 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 Human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. No human is illegal. No human is illegal. Human is illegal. No human is illegal. Human is illegal.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Yes, to stay, yes, to fight. 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 No human is illegal. 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 Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shame on the police! We will not accept this. This is not the way in which peaceful protesters expect to be treated.
Watch the police with flat caps. They're the worst.
Flat caps? Flatheads? One second. You want to say something? Okay.
I just want to say something. It's Karen from Movement for Justice. When we started demonstrating at Harmondsworth Detention Centre in 2014, when we started demonstrating there and we started marching round, at a certain point, when we became bigger and we became stronger, at a certain point, they attempted...
Okay. And for those who are secure in their status here in the UK, be very mindful of what positions you put other people into when we come into these spaces. Okay? Don't advocate for anything which is likely to put people, those vulnerable people, at risk. Okay? Take that choice yourself, make that move yourself, show your resistance in that way, but do not advocate and make it seem as if an act of weakness for those people to put themselves in that vulnerable position. And we will not be tolerating that here, and we will not tolerate that at any space where we organise. Okay, we're not going to tolerate that. Okay, this is about people being able to exercise their voices and their right to actually demonstrate. They're not being able to exercise their right to demonstrate inside of Morton Hall. They're being denied that. They're being denied visits. They're being denied the opportunity to actually congregate and actually speak clearly. They're denied that by the regime, which won't actually listen to them, which won't actually take any of their complaints on board. When people have died inside of this facility, what's taken place is that some people have been ghosted out to other detention centres. Other people have experienced medical and psychological kind of neglect. This is an abusive system, and we need to be aware that we don't replicate those abuses outside as exist inside of these institutions. So as with the sister who was here earlier, we need to abolish all prisons, we need to abolish all detention centres. So shut down Moreton Hall, shut it down. Moreton Hall? Shut it down! 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 All prisons, shut them down! All prisons! All prisons! All prisons!
Country people, you don't know how you want just go outside his room, you go back to the unit.
All right, so why have they asked you to come inside?
Well, the officer, they didn't let us to do something because basically we do it like, we be shouting like we need freedom, something like that. But too many officers around us, they say, if they take 2-3 people to the block, you know.
Oh, they're taking people to the block as well? Okay.
Yeah, because to be honest, everyone, they're scared, you know, because there's no humanity in this place.
No, there's no humanity. But you have got a right to protest, my brother. You've got a right to protest. And you need to tell these officers, and you need to keep standing and telling them that you have a right to protest.
Yeah, so what shall I do? I don't know. But did you see us? We come by the gate. Did you see us?
We didn't see you. No, I'm sorry, my friend. We didn't see you. You see, let me tell you about what's happening out here. Because normally we can get down to the side near, I think it's Windsor unit, I think, round the side there. Okay? Yeah. And so when we can get down there, we can hear you and you can see us and you can and we can speak to each other. But they put 4 rows of fencing to stop us.
What about you know the copter, the helicopter? You see the helicopter? This is you be pushing the helicopter. You know the like the helicopter one.
Yeah, let them see us. There was a helicopter. I think there was a drone as well, wasn't there? Yeah.
They're scared. They're scared of us. Fear.
What are they frightened of?
Us.
What are they frightened of, my brother?
Frightened of justice.
Us.
I don't know, that's why I don't know. Just everyone, nobody's just outside. Everyone going in. You know, everyone go back to his home.
Okay. Tell me. I want you to tell me something. Tell people here, because there's maybe 100+ people here. They want to know about the conditions in Moreton Hall. They want to know about Karen Head. They want to know how they're changing the situation to make it safer for you. Are they doing any of this? And I'm looking at an officer there who's having a word with her people over there. Yeah, shame her. Shame her. Because she's contacted the people inside to not shut it down. So anyway.
There's no humanity in this place, brother. There's no humanity. If you see, you know, last 10 months, 4 people have been hanging themselves in this place. One of them is my best friend, and the guy, I feel sorry for him because it's a monthly problem. And then I've been spoke to him every day, 1 hour, 2 hours before he hanging himself. But no one listened to me. I want to talk to the officer. I want to talk to the doctor about this guy. I say, this guy should be good to take him to the monthly place, not to keep him in detention. And then after the police, they don't listen to him. They're laughing on him. And then in the night time, they're hanging himself. You know, and I can bring in 100 witness for the witness, like the guy is monthly problem. He's not normal. He's not like me. He's not like you. You know.
Yeah. So when was it your friend who was Shazad who died in November?
Yeah.
Because they said that he was on suicide watch, which means that they're meant to check on him every 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, they're doing. You know what happened? Basically, because we used to work in another unit, yeah, because we have too many units here, yeah. He was another wing, and then from that wing he making little bit agreement because you know, like I said, it's a monthly problem. It's more than 3 months. He didn't make any light on his room. He didn't make the TV on. So I did keep talking every day. I did spoke to him. Yeah, I said, come on, you know. But like I said, it's monthly problem, and then I couldn't. I tried my best to help him, but what can I do? Because I'm still like him. I'm a detainee.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
The officer, they take him from this wing to another wing. So he's been another wing for 1 week, and then from that wing it was very sad. He's very upset.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Shut them down! Detention centers! Shut them down! Detention centers! Shut them down! Moreton Hall! Shut it down! Moreton Hall! Shut it down! Moreton Hall! Shut it down! Moreton Shut it down! Martin Hall! Shut it down! Martin Hall! Shut it down! Martin Hall! Shut it down!
What do we do? Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Detention centers have to fall!
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Detention centers have to fall!
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Detention centers have to fall!
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Detention centers have to fall!
No human is illegal.
No human is illegal!
No human is illegal.
No human is illegal!
No human is illegal.
No human is illegal!
Martin Hall.
Shut it down!
Martin Hall.
Shut it down!
Lance Wood.
Shut it down!
Brooke House.
Shut it down!
Cornbrook.
Shut it down!
Hammondswood.
Shut it down!
Station centers.
Shut it down!
Detention centers.
Shut it down!
Yes, like I said before, the only thing that will keep you in detention, I am talking now to those inside, and I hope you can hear me. If even one person hears me, pass the message on to the others. The only thing that can keep you inside detention is when you obey the rules. If you obey the rules, if you do what you are told, if you go to it at the time they tell you, you do everything, there is no such thing as reward for good behavior. You are not in prison. In prison, if you behave well, then you can be given parole. In detention, you behave well, then you'll be kept longer because you are a good commodity for money making. So, what I tell you now is this. Make their lives difficult because they've made your life difficult. Don't go to anything willingly. When I came in the first time, I was attracted to the gym, and I started going to the gym, and I thought it was something. Then all of a sudden I realized the more I go to the gym, the more I feel okay, and the more I don't fight my case. Then I stopped. And instead of going to the gym, every day I was in the library, and I would make like 100 papers of documents and then just fax them to one office. Let them sort it out. I mean, just sending them fax is free, so you don't need to worry. Use those fax machines, break them, do anything, but don't sit down. Every day I made sure I was with someone from Ghana, and we made sure every day the Home Office either received an email or received a fax. Every day, give them something to do. Once they begin to realize you are a nuisance, one day they'll just come and tell you that you've been released. Come. The first time I was very nice, they kept me 3 months. The second time I wasn't too nice. I'll just share one example of what I did the second time. And those who are still here, because I know there are people who will still be there, will remember, I came in there because what they do with the food is, you come in, they put different types of garbage they call food, and they will tell you you can either have chicken or you have stew. But I come from Africa. We don't eat rice without stew and chicken. It must be combined. So I found it difficult to have one or the other. So every time I had a problem, and the first time, the 3 months, I swallowed it and I took it. But this time when I came, I knew that that was what was happening. So when I went in there, I told them I wanted chicken. They gave me chicken, and then I gave them the plate. I said I wanted stew. So the guy realized he had given me the two, and he said, "Oh no, you can't have the two." I said, "Okay, which one do you want?" He said, "Anyone." So I gave him back the chicken, and I was watching what he would do. He took it, went and put it in the bin. So he would rather have it in the bin than have me eat it. So what I did was I looked at the head chef, who was obviously not a detainee, and he was dressed in a chef's white jacket, and I poured the stew on him. Yes. When I poured the stew on him, he shouted, "Officer!" I said, "Well, I actually wanted the attention. So call the officers, because I want that attention." The officers just looked. I said, "Well, tell them that they don't treat us. If they want me to eat what I don't want to eat, then I wouldn't come in here." And I left. I went. I said, "I'm not coming in here until I get direct access to the IMB." And no matter what they said, I said I will talk to the IMB. I will make a formal complaint. I'm not going to pass through the Home Office. I want to talk directly to the IMB about the conditions here. I need someone to come and talk to me, or else I won't eat. And I went to my room. Well, don't starve yourself unnecessarily. You don't want to fall sick in there. Before I went there, I'd already stocked some things in my room anyway. So I was eating only in my room, eating my gari and whatever I could eat in my room. But the few days I didn't go there, they got worried. And by Friday, in the afternoon, one of them just came and said, go home. So the first time I was nice, I had to go to court. Because if you go into that place, you see people from some of the countries he mentioned. So probably he was talking of places like this. And I was fortunate to have been on the Sunday Politics last Sunday, and with Lord Kickup and Mary Cray, Labour MP. And one thing I did tell them, when they asked me what should change about a place like Morton Hall, my response was, it does not need to exist in modern society. Yes, you don't need to change. Something bad cannot be changed. Because if it's bad, you just remove it. And Morton Hall has no place in modern society. I was here for 3 months. I went out, they thought I had not had enough. They brought me back for 2 weeks, but I was too hot then for them to keep me. And the message I have for everyone, if you're just starting your case, if you are already in bondage. The moment you enter the British immigration system as an asylum seeker, it is not a system designed to help you. It's a system that has been designed to set you up and so that you can fail. We have a common law system in the UK where you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But for every immigration, for every immigrant, you are guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. So two laws operate in the UK. And if you want to find out, before you get to detention, before you get into a prison, you have to be, the Crown Prosecution Service has to indict you, you have to be taken. If you face a trial, maybe by a jury, a judge, and you're sentenced. You know when you're going to come out. But when you are an immigrant in the United Kingdom, someone sitting somewhere in their office looks at your case and they don't know what to do. They just sign a paper and other idiots come and just get you. They don't argue. That is what used to happen in Germany in the 30s. People talk about it today. It sounds like it was illegal then. It was all legal in Germany. But guess what? Germans hide their faces in shame when they talk about concentration camps, when they talk about Hitler. And in the future, when we talk about the United Kingdom, talk about the immigration system where people are taken from their houses in the night and taken into police stations. They are not tried, they are not brought before a judge, and they end up in a detention center where they stay for you months and years and end up dying in those places. Then there is no difference between detention centers and concentration camps. We can call them all the good names we want to call. We can make them look like, you know, Lord Kickup was bold to say, oh, this is just part of the structure. Yes, he was an immigration minister in the 90s, and probably it was different. But he was bold to say it is part of the structure. But I was quick to remind him that the only people who end up in detention are the people who are compliant. The people who go to report, the people who want to do the right thing are the people. So the Home Office doesn't do its job well, because you know what? At the end of the day, when they cannot handle the pressure, when they cannot deal with a case, when they cannot understand the political situation in Iraq properly, or the problems in Libya, or the problems in Cameroon or Nigeria, Cameroon, where I am from, by the way, when they cannot understand that, to be able to contextualize a case, you know what? They just say, you know, we've got an easy way out. Let's put this person in detention. Because the one thing that detention achieves is that, one, it takes you away from all the resources you have to be able to present your case. It puts you in a place which is like a pressure pot. You are there. Every mental challenge that you can think about, you face in detention. I came in here, I thought I was a very strong person. But by the time I was here 2 months, I had anxiety, I had stress. I wake up in the morning very stressed, very, very stressed. And the healthcare, which is part of the oppressive system in here, they were suggesting that I take antidepressants. And I said, well, I know what the problem is. I know that I'm in here, so I don't need medication to get well. So release me and I'll get well. Yes, I said, if you want me to get well, tell them to release me and I'll get well. And when they released me, I got well, so I didn't take medication. So you know what? You cannot impose mental health on people. We are telling everyone you have to fight to stay. And when you have been taken in, you have been put in those chains, those chains, the only thing you can do is resist. If you allow them, they will break you down.
Morton Hall, where they lock up children who don't look too small. Morton Hall, where detainees who protest get ghosted away, and Karen Head still gets her pay. Morton Hall, where suicide and self-harm are hidden away, and people are locked up forever and a day. Morton Hall, where 4 people have died under the care of Nottingham Healthcare Trust, and now Yvette Cooper wants another inquiry. Morton Hall, shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Detention centers.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Detention centers.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Morton Hall.
Shut it down.
Morton Hall. Detention center. Asylum seekers, you welcome here. Thank you for coming here. Down today, not tomorrow. Shut down. Not Thank you. Coming here.
Malama,